Psych. This is not how I usually wake up. It usually looks more like this. But you and I both know that if I opened with that, you would not still be here, all right? So don't worry, we'll get back to her. I'm gonna walk you through my ideal morning routine as an anxious person who experiences some sort of dread from the moment she wakes up till the moment she goes to sleep. And probably some mid-sleep dread too, if you looked at my dreams, but that's not why we're here. Pause for ambiance. That's better. Even if you are not a particularly anxious person, I still think you could find parts of this helpful because waking up kind of sucks for everybody. Let's be honest. Now, a couple caveats. One, I said this was my ideal morning routine, which means this is not the routine that happens every single morning, all right? It depends on how I feel, what I've got going on. Is it sunny or cloudy? What TV shows were on last night? There's a lot of variables. I just don't want you thinking this is what I have time and energy to do every single morning, because it's not. Two, I currently work from home, but I did used to work in an office for almost 4 years, so I'm very familiar with the pain points that come along with trying to build a morning routine around that, and I'm gonna try to be cognizant of that as I go through this video. So my hope is that regardless of your situation, you can find some tips in here that'll be helpful, and you can just leave behind whatever isn't. All right, cool. Let's get back to that other version of me. I did not used to be a snoozer, but at some point during the past 6 years, I was converted. Regardless of when I would set my alarm for, it would go off, I would snooze it, and then I would lay in bed half awake for 30 minutes, paralyzed with anxiety. And unfortunately, I do have to report that the only real solution I've found to this is keeping my alarm away from my bed, so that I am in fact forced to get my body up in order to shut it off. Now, to make my life easier, I set my cozy warm clothes that I want to put on in the morning right next to my bed, so my alarm goes off, I slip right into my warm comfies because I don't wear pants to sleep, so I wake up freezing. Then I go and shut off my alarm, which I have placed on my way to the first place I always go after getting up, the bathroom. I don't understand how anyone does anything other than pee first thing when they wake up in the morning. Another helpful but not entirely necessary piece of my wake up routine is my sunrise clock. She's off right now, but oh, that's my mouth tape. Here, let me show you what she looks like. Ooh, pretty. She starts out pink, like a beautiful sunrise. And then she starts to get lighter and lighter because it's the exact same as the real thing. It's just now she's gone already. Okay, that was a short preview. Whatever, it's nice to have like a gradual light when I wake up. But I guess if you got like one of those nests in your house, do those control your lights or is that just a temperature thing? Whatever, if you've got some sort of robot in your house that can control the lights and you've got dimmable lights, you can probably just set a timer to have them turn on and that'll slowly wake you up, which is cool. I don't have that though, I live in an apartment. The only built-in light we have is this motherfucker up here. Sorry, that was aggressive, but oh god, she's so ugly. Ah. Disgusting. See, that doesn't make you want to wake up. That makes you want to go back to sleep. Forever. You've got to figure out something you can look forward to each morning. On the most basic level, for me, this has always been making my tea. I know for many people it's coffee, that's fine, whatever floats your boat. But even when I would need to rush into the office, having a cup of tea would always be my little dopamine hit in the morning. So now, while I wait for my water to heat up here, this is when I take my pills. I have this very timed out, you're gonna see. It takes a little over a minute usually for the water to heat up. I got my pills right here in this drawer, as you can see right next to the tea kettle, so it's very easy for me to remember to take them every morning. So I take my Lexapro to keep me from freaking the fuck out, my Wellbutrin to keep me from being sad and lazy, and then my Nutrafol to keep my hair from falling out. Now while my tea is steeping, I make my breakfast. I know some people don't like breakfast first thing in the morning or at all. And listen, I'm not here to convince you to eat or not eat breakfast. You are probably an adult. I trust that you have figured out what's best for you. But for me, breakfast is quite literally my reason to wake up in the morning. I have found a breakfast that I do not tire of, that I can make easily and very quickly. It's oats, peanut butter, and banana. It is the only breakfast that keeps me full for more than an hour, and I actually find it delicious. Whereas like if you gave me eggs first thing in the morning, I would want to vomit. Don't know why. I love eggs past 9 a.m., but pre 9 a.m., they might as well be toe fungus. So anyways, breakfast. Find a quick, healthy breakfast that you can look forward to, or don't. It's entirely up to you. Ooh, there's a hair on the mic. You probably can't see it, but I can. I will be so for real with you. If you do not work from home, or if you're more of like I want to get up as late as possible and do the absolute bare minimum to get myself ready for the day type of person, this step might not be for you. Personally, I hate rushing in the morning, which is why I think becoming a snoozer has worsened my anxiety because I start off my day already running behind. So I prefer to wake up earlier. Oh, I'm sorry, Goose. Am I bothering you on the couch that I bought? Can I at least have somewhere to put my legs? Thank you, sir. Anyways, I like to have this time to myself in the morning, so I do think it benefits me to force myself to wake up earlier than I really need to. But basically, this is my me time. I sit on the couch and I eat my breakfast. Goose supervises, of course, because if he left me alone to eat my breakfast, who knows what type of harm could come to me. And this is the time I get to do whatever I want. I sometimes read a book, I sometimes watch a cozy YouTube video. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I just scroll. Sometimes I have a good, guilt-free 20-minute scroll. Sometimes, though, I will also use this time to do a little low stakes education, and I'll watch a section or two of a video on Skillshare, who is the sponsor of today's video. You guys might know that lately I've been getting into watercolor painting, so I've been working my way through this class on Skillshare called Watercolor 101, A Beginner's Guide to Watercolor Painting. Up until now, I'd mostly been following step-by-step guides and workbooks, but I really wanted to get to a place where I could create my own paintings instead of just copying what's in front of me, and this class has helped so much with that. I can watch a few lessons in the morning when my brain is still quiet and there aren't a lot of distractions, and I don't feel tempted to paint along in real time, which normally pulls my focus and makes me miss important details. Instead, I can just absorb the information first, and then later, when I'm actually ready to practice, I already have a plan in mind and can reference the video if I need a refresher. If you've never heard of Skillshare, it's the largest online learning community for creatives, and if you're thinking, okay, that's cool, but physical art isn't really my thing, they also have thousands of other classes, everything from productivity and photography to graphic design, writing, and so much more, all taught by industry experts. So if you've been wanting a cozy indoor hobby for the chilly season, Skillshare is such a good place to start. The first 500 people to use my link in the description or scan the QR code will get a 1-month free trial, so definitely check it out soon. It'll probably come as no surprise since I have a dog that my next step is to go outside. I do recommend doing this even if you do not have a dog, as it is typically very peaceful and refreshing out in the morning, especially if you go out early enough that nobody else is around. Although that can also feel a little creepy. So that's why I always take my flashlight. And by mine, I mean David's, because I would never buy myself a flashlight. I do also take my pepper spray when I remember it, which I'm not gonna lie, is not often. Also, the odds that I'm getting attacked and I can successfully get this out of my pocket and like aim it the correct way and get it to work, it just seems kind of slim. Anyways, if you have a commute to work, like if you walk to a bus or a train or whatever, that pretty much gets your outside time out of the way. That used to be my outside time when I went into the office. If you commute via car, I mean, open a window, I guess, it's kind of similar. Just go stand outside for a few minutes before you get into your car, take a little walk if you want. I don't do this every day. Sometimes David will take Goose out, so, and I mean, my day isn't completely thrown off if I don't get outside in the morning, but it is nice to do at least a few times a week. Yes, Goose, we're going. All right, Goosey, let's roll. See? Good boy. Oh, Goose. You kicked your ball under that car. Grab it, buddy. Okay. Excellent work. Alright, that part of the wall is ours. Good boy. Goose, no sticks. Goose, can you drop the stick? Oh good, now it's killing. Well, face hurts. Chose a pretty bad day to not wear a scarf. Goose, do not eat a stick. Come on, out of stick territory. Oh, I'm having a great time right now. That seems good. That's so peaceful. Goose, why would you stop to eat a stick now? No, grab your balls, thank you. So that was not a super encouraging example of going outside, but just think about how happy you'll be once you return to the inside and the endorphins that'll come with that. Or just stay inside and look at the outside and think about how happy you are that you're not outside at all, and the endorphins that come with that. That's an option too. Alright, so now we've pretty much reached the like choose your own adventure part of the morning, because I have many options right now. I could take a full shower, or I could do a half shower where I don't wash my hair and I only wash my body. Or I could do no shower at all, because I instead plan to take my shower in the evening. Okay, I'm not a disgusting person. This morning I am going the no shower route because I showered last night, so I'm not really feeling gross enough to shower right now. Also, I just don't like the feeling of water on my body in the morning, especially in the winter. Most of my winter showers are evening showers. I don't know if I already said that. If I did, I'm reiterating it. So with shower out of the way, we move right along to washing our face. Morgan, what are you doing lately for your skin? It looks beautiful. It looks wonderful. It's so pretty and clear and perfect. For about the past 3 months or so, I've been using this Sane by Me. I've always used like a salicylic acid type of cleanser, which I believe is kind of the same as AHA, BHA, PHA, but I switched from my old one because they discontinued it, and you know, people just rave about the Korean skincare, so I decided to go the Korean route. There's so much water dripping down my arm right now. Nice and foamy, and it smells like tea tree oil because there's tea tree oil in it. Is my face completely clear? No, but my face has never been completely clear in my entire life, so you know, that's not really like a great measure of success. It doesn't dry my skin out, and I'm sure my face would look worse without it. Then I use a toner, just slather that on and hope for the best. Then I go in with my Cocoa Kind Ceramide Barrier Serum. Now you can read it. It's a nourishing daily serum for skin barrier support, and that's pretty much all I know about it. 1 tear, 2 tears. David always says it looks like I'm crying tears of insert what this serum looks like on my face here. You know what you're thinking. You know what David was thinking. I'm not gonna say it, but I know you know. And I fan myself because one time I saw that you're supposed to wait a minute between applying your products because otherwise it's like putting a wet coat of paint on top of another wet coat of paint. But I cannot physically wait 60 seconds in between all of these, so I just do this for about 10 seconds and call it good. And I have my benzoyl peroxide treatment. This I think is the #1 thing that helps keep my pimples away. Because when I run out of it and I forget to order more, that's when my skin starts to break out the most. And then to finish it all off, we use another Aha Baha Fa product. This one is the Miracle Cream. I think all of these are called Miracle. Miracle Acne Foam Cleanser. I mean, listen, I like them, but is it miracles? Is it like bringing back the dead? No, seems like a little bit of an inflated claim. My nose does tend to get extra dry in the winter, so sometimes I put on a second layer of this cream. It's from Cocoa Kind. Here you can see it, like it's thick. That's a thick lady right there. All right, next choose your own adventure decision is, do we put makeup on? And to determine this, I ask myself some questions. 1, do I have any video meetings today? 2, do I need to film anything today? And that's it, that's actually all the questions. So if I don't have any video meetings and I'm not filming anything, I'm not putting any makeup on. If I do have some video meetings or I'm planning to film something, I will do a base layer of makeup. If I am planning to film a YouTube video that I want to look particularly good for, clearly I didn't care about that here, but if it's one where I want to look polished, then I will do a full face of makeup. So that pretty much rarely happens. Or if I have something going on after work that I know I'm going to put a full face on for, I will do a full face in the morning. Whoa! Ah! Things falling everywhere. So today, I'm just gonna be doing some very basic filming, probably just an Instagram reel, and for Instagram and TikTok, I really don't care about having a full face of makeup on. So we're just gonna do a little base layer, make me look a little more awake, a little more inviting. I always start off my makeup with this Milk Hydro Grip primer, and then I have a little bit more redness today than usual, so I'm gonna start off with this tinted serum from Typology. I can't tell if any of these are focusing. Okay, yeah, it is. This is really lightweight, so it doesn't do much in terms of coverage, but it does help even things out, and it's got vitamin C and aloe in it, so that like does things for your skin. Not sure what, but things for sure. I'm not a professional, so I don't really recommend following this tutorial. This is just kind of like a fun show and tell. Now we're gonna go in with this diva. Friggin' focus on this diva, not me. I know it's confusing. This is from Merit. This is their minimalist like concealer stick. This was gifted to me by them. As you can see though, maybe you can't because this still won't focus on it. I have pretty much used up the whole thing. and I've already ordered a new one because I'm gonna keep using it. You can use it as foundation or concealer. It's got really nice coverage without feeling heavy. I was quite shocked actually with my tendency for spots and redness that it actually did a good job of evening everything out. And from a practicality standpoint, I just really love this. This is not an ad for them. They did not pay me to talk about this. This time I have done an ad for them, but it's not what this is. Practicality wise, it's great that it's a stick because it's not a liquid, so excellent for travel. And if you want to just bring it with you on a night out to like do some touch-ups, you know, after you cry at the bar, you know, it's like super easy to do that. All right, our final diva. This is our final diva. It's the Tarte something. Yes, Goose. The Color de Clay CC. Goose, unless you're gonna say the name of this product, can you be quiet? Thank you. Colored Clay CC Under Eye Corrector. I saw somebody on the talk use this to cover up their pimples, and I was like, I got pimples. Let me try that bitch out. And turns out, she's a diva. So I do use it under my eyes. But then I also use her to cover up any just general like extra red spots on my face. So I guess you could say I basically use this as my concealer. I like it a lot in terms of coverage. I do feel like it doesn't stay on super well. I feel like it melts off a little bit like halfway through the day, but it's nice and compact so I can bring it with me if I need to touch up. And then I just do a little swoop, a little swap, a little sweep, a boop bop beep, a little shoo, shoo, and then that's it. My face is on for the day. Okay, now it's time to pick out what we're putting on our body. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the time I do just wear literally the pajamas that I woke up in. Well, not woke up in because I don't wear pants to sleep. We went over this, but like the first thing I put on when I got out of bed. I try not to do this too often because the issue is that by like midday, I kind of really start to feel like a slug, and that's just not great for my motivation the rest of the day. So anyways, I do this, I leave this on days where I'm feeling particularly burnt out and like I need to just chill. But otherwise, I do try to put on something that resembles real clothing, but like we're not gonna make ourselves uncomfortable, okay? These are my go-to right now. They're the loose high-rise Abercrombie & Fitch jeans. I will not put them on my body so that you can see them. Here they are. See? I don't really know what I'm showing you. This is just like the top part of them. They're comfortable. Can you see that they're comfortable? I don't know. They're not super tight in the butt. I think you can still kind of see my panty lines through them. But you don't have to wear a thong with them. Like, you know, jeans where it's like you can't get away with wearing regular underwear under them at all. Like these are like you can kind of get away with it. You know, like you don't have to have a wedgie all day. And I think that's nice. The rise of them is also nice because I like higher waisted. I don't want my jeans down here. We don't have a digestive system anymore to have jeans down here. But then I also don't always want them above my belly button because then it's like a little too constrictive. So like right here is nice. They've got a little give, but not so much that you feel like your pants are gonna fall down. So the jeans, I wear these because they make me feel less like a slug, but then also not so uncomfortable that all I can think about is getting out of them. And then next, I usually just pick out a cozy sweater to wear. My lips are these are dry. I guess that's another part of like my skincare. I always put a lip mask on. Although I just went to buy more of this. Don't fall over. See, this diva's almost gone. This is one of my longest standing divas. When I went to buy more, they changed it into a tube, and I read the reviews and it was just people yelling about how they got rid of this and how the formula is different. It's not as good anymore. So I'm in a grieving process right now. So if you know of another lip mask that might be similar to this one. I like it to be a little thick, like I don't want that thin serum-y stuff. I want it to be goopy. I love a little goop, not Gwyneth Paltrow's weird woo-woo website. Some of it might be legit, I don't know. Don't come for me. You can live your own life. It's just not for me. I need to pick out a sweater still. Okay, I went with some turtleneck action today. I like turtlenecks because they make me feel secure. Not really sure what it is about having something around your neck that makes you feel safe, because it should make you feel unsafe. Maybe it's because it's a barrier between something getting to your neck. I also like it because it looks good with my hair up, and frankly, I don't ever want to do my hair. Hi, Goose. How can I help you? Do you want a hug? Yes, you do. Okay. When Goose wants a hug, we drop everything and we give him a hug. That's the rule. Isn't it, buddy? Can I put you down? No, it's not over yet. Okay. Can I put you down now? No. Okay. Well, while we're here, I would also highly recommend slippers if you're another work from home person. I don't know what I've been doing the past 5 years, living a slipperless life, but I got some for Christmas this year, and I can't just walk on regular floors anymore. I gotta have my slippers on. Bye, Goose. They create the illusion of shoes, and they say that wearing shoes in your house makes you more productive. So they got that going for them. And they also make my toes feel secure, kind of like a turtleneck, but for my feet. Yes, Goose, you wanna go out, buddy? Going back to picking out clothing in the morning, so when I was an in-office girly, picking out my outfit was 100% an evening routine thing because it would make my morning routine so much easier to already have my outfit laid out. So I would literally get my pants, my top, my underwear, my bra, my socks, my hair accessories, my jewelry, all of it out, because if just one thing was unable to be found in the morning, and that happened very often, it would throw everything off. So I can't recommend that enough, especially if you're a little bit scattered like I am in the morning. Be even. I've got a tip for anyone who has not entered the workforce yet, or is getting ready to, or has just, or if you're starting a new job. This could be a tip for many people. I think, especially if you're a woman or just anybody who wears makeup, you should set the precedent at your place of work that you do not wear makeup, and here's why. Because it is inevitable that you will grow tired of putting on makeup every day. Probably. There may be some anomalies out there who love doing it every day. I am not one of them. But you'll probably grow tired of it. But I understand, you know, you're starting a new job, you're going to a job interview, you want your face to look as great as possible. You want to do a full face. But this is where we went wrong, because we set the expectation that that's how we normally look. Our normal face is a full face of makeup. So then in a year or two, when you start getting tired of doing that shit, and so you just don't, you walk into work and men will look at you and be like, are you okay? Yeah, Steve, I'm fine. This is just my face. Get used to it. You know, but it's like people are used to seeing you with makeup on. So then when you don't wear it, you look different. So you want to do it the other way around, where they're used to seeing you without makeup on. And then when you do put a full face on, they're like, oh, you look different. But it's not like, they're not like, oh, you look bad. Like, it's just like you look different than normal. Whereas I feel like in the reverse, let's be honest, people are usually like, you look worse now without makeup on. They don't say that exactly, but you know, asking, are you okay when you're not wearing makeup? That's pretty much what they're saying. That was just the thought I was having since we were talking about makeup. Anyways, I wish I had done that. I was actually getting ready to do that when I left my corporate job. I was slowly putting on less and less makeup so that eventually they'd just be accustomed to nothing at all on my face. One of my coworkers did ask if I was sick, which was a little bit of a hiccup in that plan. Anyways, we have reached the part of the morning where the morning ends and the work begins. It can be a sad point during the day, or it can be an exciting part. Just kind of depends on your mood, who you are as a person, what your job is. Lots of variables. At this point in my day, I like to start off by making a list of what I need to do. This is where I make my list. And to do that, I look at the list that I wrote yesterday that tells me what I need to do tomorrow. And I do this at the end of every single day. I make a list of the stuff that I either need to carry over tomorrow that I started today but didn't finish or didn't get to, or, you know, other things that have come up that I know are gonna need to get done. And that way I can go to sleep without running through a bunch of things in my head. But then also I can wake up in the morning, and instead of sitting down and being like, what was it that I needed to do? And then doing 10 things that I didn't need to do at all, I know exactly what it is I need to do, and I can work it into my schedule for the day. I like to start out with something very easy, something I know I can accomplish within 10 or 15 minutes. That way I can do that thing, check it off, and just like, we've got the momentum going. Usually I'm running ahead of schedule at that point because I allot 15 minutes, but it's actually something that only takes me like 5 minutes. So then I look at my list of things and I'm like, I'm already ahead of schedule. Let's fucking go. So like today I'm gonna put order step down ring. It's like a little ring that you put on your camera lens so that you can fit filters to it, because not all lenses have the same thread size as all the filters and whatever. That's super technical and boring, but I gotta order one, and that's gonna take me like 5 minutes. So that's the first thing on my list. And then I'll just go from there, writing things down, usually in order of priority. And doing this allows me to see what I can realistically accomplish in my day, instead of just making a random to-do list, not actually thinking through how long each thing will take me, and then getting super angry at myself when I get to the end of the day and I've gotten through like 2 things. So that is essentially my morning routine. It does not look the same every day. I'd say generally it's waking up, eating breakfast, taking Goose out, washing my face, getting dressed, starting work. Missing from my routine, which I know is in a lot of people's, is working out. I do not work out in the morning. That has not been an option for me in like the past 2 years, simply because I don't like it. And I think that's because if I work out in the morning, let's say I do it all. I work out, I do a full shower, I put on my face. By the time I get to my desk, one, I would have to get up at 4:30 to fit all of that in with like taking Goose out and stuff too. But then also I feel like I've had a whole day by the time I sit down, and then the day should be over because I've had a full day, but then I have to have another day. I have to do the whole work day. It just doesn't work for me. Like I'm ready for a nap by the time I sit down if I work out in the morning. So that's more of an afternoon, evening thing for me. If you like in the morning, you know, do your thing. I'm not gonna stop you. At the end of the day, you can listen to a bunch of podcasts, read a bunch of books about forming the optimal morning routine, but really what's optimal is just the routine you'll actually do. So think about what that's gonna be. And Goose is barking to come in, so I'm gonna go get him. Come on, sir. Come here, you wanna end the video with me? Alright, so thanks for hanging out with me this morning. I hope this gave you some sort of inspo for your own morning routine. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, that way the YouTube minions will send it to other people. If you have a favorite part of your morning routine that you would like to share with us, please drop it in the comments so that we can all share ideas. And then you can also find me on Instagram, TikTok, and Patreon if you want to hang out more, but otherwise I will see you in the next video. Bye. Goose, you didn't even look at the people to say bye. It's rude. Can you look at them? Buddy. Okay, I'm gonna force it to happen. He says goodbye. Oh my god, that's heavy.